Oops, should move the Canadian water. Hi guys, Johnny speaking. Today, the first of a new series of video I want to do. They are tips for soldering. So basically today we're gonna start with one of the first tips, which concern XT connectors and silicone wire. First, just want to introduce the XT connector. Most of you know them. They are XT60, XT30 and XT90. XT90 are made for 90 amp, XT60 60 amp. The most common we use is XT60. XT60 is designed for 12 gauge cable, but I know that most of the people building e-skates like to use 10 gauge, which is really overkill, but it's always a pain in the ass to solder on something that is made for smaller gauge cable. But for myself I recommend to use 12 gauge if you want, but if you only have 10 gauge, this tricks will help you a lot. First, we're just gonna look at some classic soldering job. These ones are from the VSCX of Inertian. As you can see, they're probably using a bat of lead. So basically, they're just tipping each wire. So we can clearly see that it's a good soldering job, but it's a commercial soldering job. So today, I want to show you tricks that will give you a real nice cylinder when you soldering. It's tricks that can only be used with silicone wire since they are high heat resistance. Okay, first we're gonna need a few tools for sure. First, don't know if you noticed this, but these are simple long nose. I just added a rubber band on it, so it's now my jig for holding connectors. It's simple, can easily be built in a few seconds, and won't ever let you down. Okay, so also other things I want to show you, it's the tips to use. This one is a 2.5 millimeter tips, and as you can see, it's much more smaller than the diameters we want to solder. So we want a tin, and this one is bigger. Always choose bigger tips than the area you want to tin or solder. So first we're gonna hold the cable. So basically, just before we are starting again, I just want to show you how silicone cable look like if you never worked with it. So basically, if we're removing the silicone, the outer shell, we can clearly see that there are thousands of small, okay, we can see there's a really small cable inside, which gives the silicone wire its flexibility. So as you can see, they are really flexible. If we try to solder them on the connector, it's gonna be a mess. It's going to be a mess. So basically, we want to avoid that. So what we are going to do is a simple tricks. So for this, we have to hold the cable and put hold the cable. Oh, sorry. Hold the cable and put some flux in it. So basically, I'm using no clean flux, liquid no clean flux. You can use some flux paste or something. We're just gonna put a little bit inside the cable. So basically, the flux will be absorbed by the cable. And then we're just gonna tin up the end. So basically all the lead should go inside. You can also do these tricks with lead free, but I generally don't really work with lead free, just because the lead is always easier to work with, especially in a DIY business when you don't have access to sometimes more powerful tool. So basically, as you see now, the inside, the soldering is now all the inside of the cable. We're just gonna cut about what, 1/4 of an inch, 1/3 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, round that. And as what happened before doesn't happen now, everything is soldered together. So basically we have a perfect cylinder, and unlike these one that you can clearly see the solder go everywhere around it. So now we have really a perfect cylinder, which it's ideal for these kind of situation. So now we're just going to put a little bit of the solder inside the connector. And then always, don't be afraid, you won't never put too much lead inside. So just, I don't know if you can see it, but when I do this, I'm holding it with my soldering, so I can put a bit there. Generally I have some things to hold the wire because it's really fucking too hot for my hand. Now I'm holding it in place, and as you can see right now, whoa, oh, not so bad. As you can see, okay, as you can see, soldering went pretty well. So this thing should be robust as hell. Also, I didn't put any, but if you have to put each ring, don't forget to put your each ring first. So I think that concludes for the first video. These, I just want to keep them simple tricks, one by one, so they are easier to find. Also, if you have any suggestion, feel free to ask. If you have some part that you have problem soldering and you need an advice for it, then again, leave a comment, leave something below. I will try to answer you. Thanks for watching.